Okay, everyone. So welcome back. So we're on to we're finished with the equation of the line. So basically, everything up until now was your kind of junior cert honors or your leaving cert ordinary level stuff. So we're stepping off into the kind of the unknown here, and we're going to have a look at the next idea that we need to explore in terms of coordinate geometry of the line. And this is the idea of if you have an XY axis, just like this, and you draw any line through that axis, just like that. Let's say you pick an arbitrary point on that line, but more importantly, let's say this line is a line segment, so it does have an end. Then you can create a formula that will allow you to determine how the ratio, this is important, how the ratio of the lengths of both parts of the line are broken up depending on this point. I think you said, well, what are you about there? That doesn't make sense at all. Okay, so let me just kind of go through it in a little bit more detail. Okay, so let's say this is the point B. Okay, and up here we have the point A, and we have the point C. Then if I want to find the point B, but I don't know it, but I do know that it splits AC into a ratio. If I know that ratio, I can actually find B. All I need to do to make this work is I need the coordinates of this, the coordinates of this, and the ratio in which it's been broken up. So let's say it's broken up in a ratio of A is to B, or A is to Z, or whatever. Okay, if I know that ratio, I can work out this coordinate. Now, sounds a bit crazy, but it's actually not too hard. Okay, so I'm going to show you the formula. Okay, the formula is very similar to the formula we would have used for midterm or midpoint. Okay, so the point B is going to be equal to. So just like remember when we did midpoint, we had x1 plus x2 over 2, comma y1 plus y2 over 2. It's the same idea. We have a comma in between. So this will generate eventually a coordinate, which will be that coordinate there. Okay, and this is how it works. Okay, it's going to be whatever ratio part of the ratio B is multiplied by x1 plus A's ratio times x2 over A plus B, and B times, yes, you got it, y1 plus A times y2 over, you got it, A plus B. So you're basically distributing it out, and it does work. So it's basically a way of forcing it to be a midpoint, but it's not a midpoint because you're actually just, instead of midpoint, remember you divided it by 2. Here you're dividing it by the two ratios. So it's very similar. If you know your ratios from first year, it's the same kind of idea. So like anything else, we're going to try one. Okay, we'll give it a go. Okay, so let's say we have A is -1 and 3. B is 4 and -2. And we want to find, let's say, well, actually, no, we'll make it easier. And let's say C is, and we want to find B. So B is the one in the middle, okay? And it's broken up in a ratio of 2:1. The ratio is 2:1, okay? So A would be 2, B would be 1, okay? How would we do it, okay? So again, let's put in our x1s and y1s everywhere we need to go. x1, y1, x2, y2. So we're going to have 2 is going to be our A, so, and it doesn't have to be our A, it can be our B, it doesn't really make a difference. Okay, so let's work it out. Big giant bracket. So this is important. We need to track which one we're going to be using. So this is going to be our A and this is going to be our B. Then this gets multiplied there and there. This gets multiplied there and there. You're going to add them anyway at the bottom. So let's do that bit first because it's the easy bit. 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1. Okay, so on the top, we're going to go with b times minus 1 plus a times 4. Okay, and on this side, we're going to do the reverse. We're going to have b times 3, and we're going to add that to a times minus 2. Okay, so I hope you can see that. Probably a bit too bright, but let's tidy it now. Listen, calc here is your friend here, but we'll do it old school. Over 3, over 3. So that's 8 minus 1, which is 7. And that is minus 4 plus 3, which is minus 1. And that is the number we are looking for. So that is the point which divides the original line in the ratio of 2:1. Doesn't look nice. A lot of these will not look nice. Just be aware of that, just because of the nature of what we're doing. Okay? Okay? But just be aware of that. A lot of them aren't good. That doesn't mean you're wrong. Because remember, a lot of the times we do these questions, you'll get that oh, a second, those numbers look wrong, especially when you're doing those triple simultaneous equations. But no, you're not wrong if it comes out weird here. It is weird. Okay? Oh, it shouldn't be too weird. It shouldn't be like, 128 over 17.2 or something like that. But it shouldn't, don't be worried if there's a fraction there, basically. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Okay? So I'm going to give you one to try yourself because I'm just that type of guy. So again, keep your eye on the formula all the time on these ones. Okay? Just keep your eye on the formula if you can. Okay? So I'll write down the formula here at the side. Comma. A plus B, and it's b times x1 plus a times x2, and it's b times y1 plus a times y2. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, when we're doing the next question, again, I've left my log tables in work, so I can't for the life of me remember, but let's pick some numbers and give this one a shout. Okay, so everyone's here and that's okay. So let's pick 2 points, minus 3 and 4. Okay, everyone's okay with that one. And here's another one, 5 and minus 4. And the ratio is going to be 4:1. Okay, so what I would like you to do now, as usual, I'm going to give you a pause, 3 to 1 type of pause, and then I want you to give it your best shot of working it out. 3, 2, 1, pause. And we're back. Right, let us see how you have gotten on. Let's put some numbers on this, x1, y1, x2, y2, a and b. I think in the book they use h and k, and listen, as long as you know it has to be distributed evenly across. So let's do a big brackets, big fractiony sign here, comma in the middle, and then a plus b on the bottom. Okay, so what are we looking at? We're looking at b times x1. So b is 1. So that's 1 times minus 3 plus a times x2. 4 times 5. Okay, and then let's reverse the process. So we've got b, which is 1 times 4 plus, and we got a, which is 4 times minus 4. Right, so comma, everything's over 5, so looking like another fraction again. So that's 20 minus 3 is 17. And this one is minus 16 plus 4 is minus 12. So there you go. Shanae. That is it. Okay, looks crazy, but that's what it is. Okay, so hope you got it right. Okay, so we're going to try another one. I'm going to pop that, leave that there so you can have it. I'm using this bit of space down here. So we're going to try another one. And again, you need to get a little bit quicker now at doing these because you should be figuring it out. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Let me see. Just use my there to help me. All right. Here we go. Here's a good one. There we go. So we have the point P, which is minus 6 and y, divides minus 10 and 7 and x and minus 5 in the ratio of 1:3. Find x and y. Ooh, so this is where it gets a little bit tricksy. Okay, tiny bit tricksy. So let's just, before we do the sum, before I press pause and let you try it, let's have a think about this one. Okay, so up until now, we've had all the information and we needed to find the coordinate. Okay, now we have the coordinate and we have to find the information. So we have everything we need. So I'm going to give you I'm going to count down from 3 and then I'm going to give you a little time and then I will magically come and fix it for you. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go for it. And I'm back. So hope you managed to do it. If you didn't, don't worry, I'm going to go right through it now. This is about as tough as this gets, by the way, lads. So it shouldn't be any tougher than this. So let's try and just put everything we need to have into play. So what do we have? We have minus 10 and 7. That's an x1 and a y1. And we have an x and a minus 5. That's an x2 and a y2. And we have a 1 and a 3. That's your a and a b. So, and we have an answer. We have a minus 6 and a y. So let's do what we would have normally done in these cases. Let's fill everything in. So 1 and 3, 1 plus, 3. So that's that bit done. Now let's do this one first. B times x1. B times x1. So where's it again? 3 times x1 plus a times x2, 1 times x. Now, let's do the other one. B times y1, 3 times 7, plus a times y2. Okay, 1 times y2 minus 5, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, right. So these are going to help us because this should be y and this should be equal to minus 6. So let's do them separately. Okay, 3 times 7 plus 1 times minus 5 over 1 plus 3 should be equal to the y coordinate. Okay, does everyone see that? And then on the other side of it, 3 times minus 10 plus 1 times x over 3 plus 1 should be equal to minus 6. So let's solve this one first of all because it looks a bit easier. 21 minus 6. 21 minus 6 is 16. 16 over 4. I'll check that again. 21 minus 5 is 16. 16 over 4 is equal to y. That means y is equal to 4. Okay, now x. Minus 30 plus x plus 1x over 4 is equal to minus 6. So again, you can already tell what it is, but minus 24, that's plus 24, x is minus, x is, minus 24 plus 24, yeah, x is 6. So there's your two answers. Hope that worked out for you. Sorry now about the control there on that one. So that's as tough as it gets, lads. Okay, it's a bit of a standalone one, in fairness. It's a bit of a standalone kind of, it's not really linked in any way to kind of, you know, you could nearly just learn this off and you'd be done with it type of thing. But there are loads of examples in the book, and I'll give you a few of them for homework that follow this kind of idea. So what is this? This is just a very particular way of finding a point that divides a line into a particular ratio, or vice versa. If you know a particular ratio and the point, you can get other pieces of information off it. For example, you can find the endpoints of a line. There's lots of different ways around how you would use this. But listen, I hope it makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to do one more. Okay, one more just to kind of make it easy on you. Okay, just a nice little simple one. Hopefully you'll be able to get this one. Find the point P that divides minus 3, 4, and 5 minus 4 in the ratio. This is a simple enough one. I think, did I do this one already? I could have done in the ratio 3:1. Okay, do you know 3:1? I'm going to change these numbers, so don't do it yet. Scrap that. We go minus 5, 8, and we'll go 3 minus 8. 3 minus 8. Make it a bit nastier. Okay, so here we go. We're going to try this one. Find the point P that divides this little fella in the ratio of 3:1. Okay, so I'm going to do a 3:1 and give you a shot at this. Okay, 3, 2, 1, pause. And we're back. So how are we going to do it? Well, listen, let's get our numbers all lined up in a row. We have minus 5, 8, and 3 and minus 8. X1, Y1, X2, Y2. We have 3:1. That's A and B. Okay, so again, like anything else, we're going to have to put down our equation. So for those of you who forgot it, it's going to be B times X1 plus A times X2 over A plus B, comma, B times Y1 plus A times Y2 over A plus B. Okay, so let's do it very quickly. Okay, B is 1. It's going to make it easier. So that's 1 times minus 5 plus 3 times 3 over 4. I'm skipping a line here. That should be A plus B, but we know it's 4. And the same here. That's going to be 4. And we've got 1 times 8 plus 3 times minus 8. So 9 minus 5 is 4. 4 over 4 is 1. And we have minus 24 plus 8 is minus 16 over 4 is minus 4. And there you go. Hope you got it right. Right, I'll see you the next day. Goodbye.